And the first comment I see is, it doesn't matter since Dimitri's going to MIT.
It's the Lame Guys Podcast.
All right, bro. So it's coming up quick, bro. The big Disney movie of the year, Moana 2.
Yeah. I saw the leaked photos.
And then on top of that, we have the leaked photos of the live-action Moana they are filming right now. The Rock is reprising his role as Maui. I feel bad. I don't remember the actress that's playing Moana. But we got the leaked photos of them on the beach. You brought it up, so I know you saw it. What do you think of Maui's look, bro?
To be honest, I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know about you. Did you expect it to look exactly like the animated one?
No, but I also had this feeling of they could CGI him to do it. Just because,
Okay.
I mean, it's...
I kind of just thought it was going to be The Rock as The Rock, if that makes sense. But, like, maybe give him more tribal tattoos.
Yeah.
Does that make sense there?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't expect, I'm looking up the name, sorry. Catherine Lagaea as Moana.
Okay.
That's
right.
who that
Yeah,
is.
that sounds right.
I kind of just expected The Rock to just be The Rock. But no, he looks exactly like Maui from the actual animated movie.
Yeah,
which I guess
massive.
like what the fuck do I like I don't know, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what it was going to be. Yeah, I'm genuinely curious if this is going to be a whole new story or are they literally just making a live action of the first movie. I kind of feel like they'd have to make a new story. I don't know about you, but I think we're getting too much Moana in a short amount of time to make it the same exact story again as the first one.
It is a little weird, the timeline of it. I'll tell you that. I mean, we're getting Moana 2 right now, but then they are legit filming Moana
Live action.
But, I mean, I can see the live action one not coming out to 2026 or something like that.
That's fair.
So, I mean,
it does say
there'll be-
2026 on there.
Okay, perfect. Then there'll be at least a 2-year gap of, another 2 years and we get more Moana. And it's just, the first one. I can definitely see them switching up the story a bit. There's some elements where I think you could do it just because it is a Disney live action of a animated movie. Like, you can do it. It's fine. And we've seen it done pretty well before. But then there's some things where I'm like, do you do the whole giant crab and everything like that? Do you do...
That's what I'm saying. Do you word for word do like the animated? I think you have to do... Yeah, I'm sure there will be some elements. You're right. I think like maybe a song or two exactly from the animated movie will be in the live
you're going
action.
to get the main one, the How Far I'll Go, and then you'll get the You're Welcome.
Well, because you also got to think too, the kids that movie Moana 1 really resonated with.
They're grown.
They're grown enough to appreciate a live action movie at this point when that comes out. So yeah, I would assume they'll have one or two songs from there, but I kind of just still feel like you have to do a different story. But who knows? I think he looks good.
Oh, okay. So now the big question is, bro, is The Rock wearing a bodysuit for Moana live action?
So I think he is. But that's what I'm saying. The bodysuit looks phenomenal. I think just from the pictures that I saw, bro. Like I did have to do a double take. Like, is he wearing a body or did he bulk? Because he looks bulkier. Yeah, even though I know that's crazy saying Brock looks bulky because he's already fucking bulky as shit, but he does look bulkier there. It's a muscle suit, but it looks phenomenal.
It looks good. So I mean, obviously,
it could be one of those things too where the reason it looks so phenomenal is because he's already big already.
Yeah,
and so like just his muscle alone, and then you're just adding like a couple. It's almost like when a muscle guy wears a tight shirt, like and it's probably just skin tight, and it adds just a little bit to the to the vision, and that's why it looks phenomenal.
See, he looks like because just how you said it. I mean, it's crazy to say The Rock getting bigger, and it's crazy to think like is this actually a muscle suit because The Rock is that big, so like you can kind of like picture like I could see this being a little natural. The only way I could see it natural is he just trained to be like a strong man, like the world's strongest man competitions, like them dudes where they just
we just saw him, bro, at the fucking
no,
bloodline.
I know, but I'm saying like that's the only part that can make me think. Yeah, that's a real thing, but no, it's a bodysuit, but it looks good. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks phenomenal, and I just like I said, I didn't know what to expect. When I saw that, I thought, oh wow, like they're making him exactly like the animated movie. I kind of just thought it was gonna be a situation where The Rock is The Rock, and we don't need to change The Rock, and maybe put a wig on him and call it a day. He's already jacked as fuck. Like just have him put on some tattoos, and I didn't think they'd even do the bodysuit, to be honest.
along with all the Moana talk, they just did the Moana 2 world premiere in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes was there. Seth
Yeah.
Rollins was there. Obviously, The Rock was there.
It's next week.
Yeah, I'm excited for
Thanksgiving
it.
week.
Some reviews came out for it, bro. Moana 2 is an astonishing sequel that isn't afraid to raise the stakes. Maui and Moana's chemistry never gets old, and their banters are hilarious and emotional. The story is moving, and the soundtrack is breathtaking. And the mid-credit scene, oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
So I'm excited to see this
Yeah, me
movie.
too.
I really am.
I wish the girls were old enough.
I know, bro. I keep on saying that Elena's... I don't know. That could be a lot sooner, but I keep on saying Elena's first movie is going to be the live-action Moana. I've been saying that one for a long time. But
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I
By
mean,
then, there'll be
that's-
4.
yeah, 4 is a good number right there.
Yeah. My parents were like, "Are you gonna take her to this one?" And I'm like, "Bro, she can't. She's not old enough to sit still. First off, and watch a full movie.
Yeah.
And then in that environment, she's gonna think it's so cool, like being like, bro, she's not gonna sit still. No, I'm not doing that. I'll shoot for the live action one.
My mom already mentioned that she, I guess, Encanto on Ice is coming to town.
Oh,
So she's like, I want to take Elena. And I was like, you know, if you want to do that, that's fine. But I personally think she's not going to sit there.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's going to sit there because it's going to capture her and it's going to be Encanto and they're going to be
Maybe.
singing. And I was like, you could be right too. Maybe I'm not giving my daughter enough credit, bro. Like she can't actually pay attention because I'm thinking, I know what she's like when she's at home watching her favorite things. She watches for a good 30, 20 minutes and then
Same.
gone.
Yeah.
Gone, bro.
Jaden can watch for 30, 40 minutes sometimes, but like it's only the one time. And then after that, you're never getting that again with that movie. So yeah, I think she's still too little to do that, but we'll see. We'll shoot for 2026 live action.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do that one as the first one.
Yeah. Lame Guys Podcast, episode 57. I'm Mario.
I'm Vincent.
We got some news. We saw Gladiator 2, Cobra Kai. We have Cobra Kai review. Yeah, right. So we'll get to those at the end. We got some news to get to first.
It's actually been a very impactful one for DC, bro. For DC stuff. So, and that's rare because all we ever talk about is MCU shit. But finally, I was saying that let's start off with some Sony.
It's gonna be cool getting to that point where it's no more just news and we're actually talking about DC movies.
Know, bro. I can't wait.
Yeah. Even though we're gonna be old by then.
Not really, bro. It's literally next year.
What comes out next year?
Everything.
Oh, Superman. Right.
There's a lot that comes out next year.
I guess I'm just talking about like the overall view, like the overall picture before we really start getting into the meat of it.
Oh, I say a lot next year. A lot in the next 2 years.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
like
a lot
we'll be
in the next
30.
2 years. Yeah.
That's fucking sad.
Okay.
No disrespect to anyone that's 30. But I'm just saying, like, god damn.
Okay, so it's from Brandon Davis. It says Sony reportedly restarting the script for Beyond the Spiderverse.
Yes.
Across the Spiderverse. After Across the Spiderverse was released, the studio reportedly still hasn't decided on the ending. That was from Brandon Davis. But then, Twitter, bro, they have the community notes.
Right.
And they ended up saying that apparently those claims are false because along with that statement, Brandon Davis says he doesn't even think the film has been animated yet. And then Chris Miller, who is working on the film, said, no, it is animated. So how true are these statements? I don't know. One thing I do know, we don't have anything.
Either way, I don't think we're getting the movie till 2026.
Yeah.
Maybe late 2025. Like, that's a stretch.
Let's see. When does this one come out? Was it?
I thought it was 2026.
Did
they announce it?
Across Spider-Verse.
They're 4 years apart.
Yeah, and that's my thing. It's like, I'm anxious for this movie because of the cliffhanger we had on Across the Spider-Verse. But, bro, you just said they're 4 years apart from the first one to the second one. And this one came out in 2023. We're only a year.
No, yeah,
we're
just being spoiled.
Yeah, it's 100%. We're being spoiled.
It's the same thing with Batman. With Invincible. With Invincible, I just mean like you're right with Batman as well. But Invincible, I guess just from a spoiled viewpoint on certain things, like I don't understand the in-depth details that go into making an animated show. Like I automatically know it's a lot easier to do things with animated than live action. And so me being spoiled, just a spoiled fan, I just think, why is this taking? It shouldn't take as long as a live action movie.
Yeah.
When I am just being dumb and I know that I should know that there's a lot more that goes into this stuff. And it's the same thing with Invincible. We wanted Invincible right away, and they were like, "Bro, we have to make this shit good."
And just how you brought it up a couple episodes ago that they broke it down on what you
they had a whole scene on it, and so yeah, it makes you realize like, oh, I'm being fucking spoiled.
Yeah, I mean, and like how we said earlier, it goes along with the Batman Part 2 as well, bro. The Matt Reeves one. The Batman came out 2022, and there are times where I'm like, bro, how are they not done with at least the script?
Yeah.
Like, come on. But that's also my mindset of they announced it forever ago that we are working on the Batman 2. Okay, bro, if you announced it legit right after the first one came out, you should have already had the script done.
Yeah,
you should be a little more progressive into it just because you announced it so long ago. If they were to come out today and say we are working on the Batman 2, I'd be like, hell yeah, bro. Just 2 years later, now you're working on it. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
But no, bro, you announced it forever ago. You gave us the whole idea of that this shit is like moving faster than what we expected. It's the same concept, especially when it came to the ending of Across the Spiderverse, where you left it with a big cliffhanger and you knew this story is not done. And a lot of cliffhangers we see in a lot of superhero movies, and we know we're going to get like, a trilogy or a part 2. For the most part, it's always the following year where we get it. Endgame, Infinity War had that little situation. I mean, I wasn't going to say Avatar, but Avatar's 2 years, I guess?
Yeah, I feel like that's not always the case. I think the Avengers one was different because they filmed it legit back to back.
Yeah.
I don't think that's always the case. I mean, Spider-Man had his... I'm just thinking the most recent. So we saw Venom. But wait, was that at the end of Venom's movie that we saw that end credit scene? Yeah, it was.
Venom is...
So Venom 2 with Carnage. Then you see when Venom's licking the screen. Is that end credit scene is for Venom, the movie Venom, isn't it? Or is it in the Spider-Man movie? We sound like idiots.
No, because No Way Home is whenever Venom got sent back, right?
Yes. Is that no? Okay, so we see the scene where Mysterio's revealing Peter's identity, and then Tom Hardy and Venom are watching that, and they're licking the screen. That end credit scene is for Venom 2, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You can find it right now.
No, yeah, it is.
Okay, yes, okay. And then how far after did we get the next Spider-Man movie that addressed that?
The next Spider-Man movie that addressed that?
Yeah.
Still haven't.
I thought we did. And then we saw him go back. In the Spider-Man movie.
Yes. Because
was that... So
it's whenever he got blipped into the MCU area.
Regardless, we're spending too much time on this. Regardless, I understand what you're saying, but I also think we have to understand, like, first off, I genuinely think it's okay. Let's say me and you are millionaires and we can afford to make movies, and like we find a guy that can make movies for us. It's genuinely like, bro, this Batman 1 did great. I want you to make Batman 2. Deal. Like, shake hands on it, and then they go fucking announce it. I genuinely feel like sometimes that's what it is. Like, they just announce shit and they haven't even started on it just to get hype. And then second, I mean, bro, a lot of actors are busy, and I get that. I know timing probably plays a part in it, and like Robert Pattinson, I just saw he got casted in Christopher Nolan's movie, like
stacked cast.
Yeah,
bro.
so like I'm sure that it's just a timing aspect, and yeah, it's just crazy. I don't know. I'm trying to look at it more so as like just be patient, bro. Like, there's a lot that goes into this stuff. But at the same time, like, I just think, like, dude, especially since it was so good. That's another thing where it's like, if it wasn't so good, it would be like, okay, I'm okay waiting 4 years. But it was so good, and so now it's like, god damn.
So I agree with everything you said. I typically say that too, bro. Casting or
timing and stuff.
Timing wise, actors have a schedule and everything. I get all that. My big issue is that, bro, like, we don't hear anything for a little bit, and then I expect the next time I hear something, it's going to be new updates on. We are like
the same shit.
We are moving forward, and it's still the same shit. We're still getting the script right. You've been getting the fucking script right for over a year, bro. How much more time do you like? But that's just me being fucking selfish. That's me not knowing how to write a script. That's me not knowing the progress of the story. And shit could change so much, bro. Shit could change so much. So that's just me being like that. In my head, I just think when they announced it back in 2022 or the beginning of 2023 to where we are now, I feel like we should have a lot more done.
I agree.
And that's just me. That's just me being petty. But
that's just us not knowing what's going on behind the scenes. Like, there could be shit that's going on behind the scenes that you just don't know.
Yeah. So for at least the Cross Spiderverse stuff right now, it's still that same situation to where a couple weeks ago, we heard that they were that some of the actors were already recording their lines.
That's what I heard.
And then now we're hearing that they don't even know the ending of it. It's like, what's going on right now, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I at least
they could just be throwing us for a loop.
That's fine too.
Yeah.
Just let us know that.
Like,
then.
fuck you, and then by the time they'll release that shit, who knows?
Moving on, speaking on the Batman 2, it's a perfect transition. we got a small update. We got a small update from the Batman 2. Matt Reeves says Bruce Wayne will find it very hard to be Batman in the Batman 2. Quote, Batman's out there trying to grapple with the aftermath of everything that's happened, which some degree he blames himself for. Cool. That's something that I feel like we have seen before with at least Batman struggling with who he is in the past, trying to figure out, am I actually doing the right thing or am I hurting everyone in the long run? Because, you know, if I wasn't doing X, Y, and Z, all these other things wouldn't be coming out of the water. So, okay, cool. I mean, we've seen it before, so let's just see another version of it. And especially with this dark, gritty world, and we're seeing what happened after Penguin. I'm down.
Yeah. I just, I know we said it when we talked about the Penguin. At this point, I'm just excited to see the Batman 2, just because the Penguin was a masterpiece. This what you just said is just like another kind of like we don't really have much else, so we're just gonna give you this to like hold you off for a little bit and cause some stir and cause some conversation. I look at that like you said, and I feel like we've already seen that, and I just think cool. Like, you know, he's probably gonna blame himself for the flood. He's probably gonna blame himself because he couldn't figure out La Rata. I mean, you know, and I just think I could have guessed that already. So I just know you're giving me this just to like cause conversation. I mean, we're talking about it now, so it does the job. But I also just think like cool. Like I'm just just don't give me any other news till I know people are fucking there filming or like, you know, like the script's already written, right? They've already said it or no?
For the Batman 2?
Yeah.
They're still writing it.
I don't want to hear other shit until you tell me
and that's what
shit is done, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, and you're right. Like they're just giving us shit to like, what can I give people to like hold them off and like start a little conversation, but ultimately shit's not done.
Bro, it's dead ass. Like, think about it, bro. Your girl cooking, right? Your girl cooking. She been cooking all day. This meal that you just dying to try. She says, "Hey, babe, come over here. Get you a little spoon. Taste this." You go, that shit was fucking good. Okay, let me get a plate. Now I got another like hour on that shit. What the fuck you? What the hell, bro? That's just a tease. What the hell are you giving me this for?
Yeah. No, yeah. I like you said. It's just they're just giving us shit just to cause conversation. But ultimately, it's and it could be one of those things too where like shit's just behind, and so they're like, that's why we're giving people this little news. But I just think, bro, it's not really news. Like we kind of guessed that already. But whatever.
And going from Batman, let's go to another Batman. The one that honestly, bro, I mean, I'm obviously excited for Matt Reeves' Batman, but I am extremely excited to see what James Gunn gives us for the DCU Batman. James has been working, bro. James has been going on his Commandos press junkets. He's been talking about the show.
Are you gonna watch that?
Yeah. Everything I've seen and heard so far, I'm actually.
It's out already, no?
Just the beginning of December.
Okay.
I have grown my interest quite a bit. But he also brought up Batman: The Brave and the Bold, saying James Gunn says DC Studios isn't rushing the Batman film, The Brave and the Bold. Until we have a screenplay that I'm totally happy with, that movie is not going to get made. At the end of the day, if we're happy with the story that we're telling, that's what matters most.
That's another one where it's like, bro, I've been hearing about Batman Brave and the Bold, but at least
not really.
I feel like I've been knowing about it for a while now.
Okay, so they made the announcements once he took him and Peter Safran took the ownerships of the DC studios and everything. They made their announcements. Hey, in the pipeline, we have Superman, Lantern, Supergirl, Batman, this, and that was the only announcements we ever had. And then after a while, we got this director is going to be attached, this person's going to be attached, this person's going to be attached. Just know that these are updates. Okay, you made the announcement, you have someone attached. The last update we have from Batman Brave and the Bold was Andy Muschietti being the director for the movie, and he did a pretty good job on The Flash.
It was announced, according to this, DCUniverseFandom.com, it was announced on January 31st, 2023, that James Gunn announced The Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, see,
I just feel like I've been hearing it's bro. We're a year. That was January of 2023.
Yeah,
we are 2 years in, and I just feel like it's the same stuff all the time. Like it just goes back to what you just said.
No, but to me, at least this one is different. And it's not even like a bias thing because I'm more excited for this. It's they didn't say they're working on a script. Hey, we're going to make this movie. Cool.
Yeah.
They never said when. They never said how long it's going to take. We're going to make this movie. Okay, cool. By the way, that movie that we mentioned a couple months back, we found a director. Bro, that's fucking badass, bro. Imagine you speculate what can this director do. We've seen his work previously, yada, yada, yada. And now you give another little update of saying, bro, it's going well, but where the script ain't ready yet. Why? Because we ain't doing nothing yet.
I don't know. I feel like it's no different than the Batman 2, and I feel like it's no different than the Spiderverse. It has been 2 years now. January will be 2 years, and we still do not have the script written.
I think the reason why I'm taking this one a lot easier is just because, bro, this is only the third piece of news we've had from this, and we've constantly had Beyond the Spider-Verse stuff, and we've constantly had the Batman Part 2, to where I'm just like, we've had, a file full of news, and it ain't saying shit. This one, it's only the third one, and I'm like, okay, so guess what, bro? That means they're going to work, they're going to take their time, and they're going to make this one happy. I mean, make it a good one, and the film ain't even going to get made until it's right. Which I get. That's
Warner
basically
Brothers
what they're
announced the Batman Part 2 in April of 2022. So this is over 2 years.
That's what I'm saying.
But we're almost there for the almost 2 years. Is what I'm saying. Like we're almost there at that point too, where they still don't have the script written and everything like that too. So what I'm trying to say is it's along the same path as the Batman. As far as like, yes, they're telling us this and this, but they still don't have the script written. They still have it's still the same thing essentially. Yeah. We're not as far along, but that's April 22. So in April or they announced that in January. So this January coming up will be 2 years for the Batman Brave and the Bold. And then when we get to May, that's still about the same thing. So I'm just saying, like, it's still the same thing, essentially.
So you're right.
But I think because we've already seen the Batman. And so then the hype is just even more so because you just know the Batman was good. And it's kind of the same thing with Spider-Verse. We saw a Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse. And so now that shit was so good that it's like, bro, I don't want to wait 4 years. Like, I want this shit now. And you're giving me this news that isn't really news. Like, I want... And so I kind of just think that plays a part because it's the same thing. I feel like Batman, I've been hearing about that shit for 2 years now. Still the same shit. We don't have a script. We're still working on it.
Like I said, I mean, I think for that one, how I said it, it's just, it's not in the news a lot. We talk about it amongst fans because guess what? James Gunn never talks about, we're working on the casting for Brave and the Bold. Yeah. That is not being done. That's fan castings. Yes. Hey, you know who'd be good as the next Batman? That's just us talking about it. Matt Reeves is the one giving these updates, and they say at the end saying, we're working on the script.
You're saying because that's further along that it should. I guess you're saying that since it.
I'm saying because we've had so many updates on one particular film. I feel like after a while, after the 10th update, we should be further along than we're still working on the script. For this one, for Brave and the Bold, it's our initially third update we've had. The announcement, the director, we're working on the script. That's 3 announcements right there, and that's actually been out there in the news from James Gunn himself. Matt Reeves has put out statements plenty of times saying
about
the same
what?
shit.
About
saying
like cast and stuff, or what do you mean?
We're working on the script.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like now let's say 3 months from now, James Gunn comes out with 5 more announcements of saying still ain't started the script yet. Then why the fuck even mention it? Why the fuck put out another statement saying we're?
So when do we get to that point? Is what I'm asking you because to me, I'm already there.
Oh, I'm not there yet for that.
So when do we get to that point?
Like I said, bro, if we get another,
because the Batman Part 2 is already 1 year and 6 months, or 2 years
since they announced it.
Yes, it's about 2 years and 6 months.
Yeah, and then you said April.
That's April. So for the Batman.
Oh, okay, 2. And then January of last year when James Gunn made the announcement of that.
Yes. So we are essentially, what I'm trying to tell you is we are essentially on the same amount of time that they announced it. It's still not. It's still about 6 months difference, but it's still pretty close.
No, you're.
And so, like, at what point do we get to the? So if we get 6 months from now and we still have no, like, that's still the same thing essentially for Batman Brave and the Bold, is what I'm trying to say.
I prefer just not knowing.
Yeah, I agree.
So just basically the way James Gunn's doing it, like I said, to where he knows damn well we don't have anything. Thing. So stay quiet.
Yeah,
Matt Reeves is saying. So Matt Reeves knows the same thing that we don't have anything.
Yes,
but I'm gonna continue to let you know.
Like, yes, he's still like planting seeds here and there.
He's still planting seeds, but it's like, just don't tell me.
Has he really?
Just let me forget. Just let me forget.
Has he really? I mean, he's really just said like it's taking place in the winter. He
hasn't really said it's taking place in the winter. That's all.
Who said that?
That's
then?
all.
That's all I've seen. Is
that's all Scooper's saying that it's going to be placed in the winter. Warner Brothers nor Matt Reeves, from my knowledge, I could be 100% wrong, has said this is taking place in the winter.
Someone said it was taking place right after Penguin, though, right? Or no?
Well,
did he say that?
But then, so everything kind of lined up because the Scoopers were saying that it's going to take place in the winter. We could see Mr. Freeze and everything like that. We could see Court of Owls. Penguin comes out. People say in that courtroom you see some Court of Owls, Easter eggs. And then it ends with the winter coming. No pun intended. But like it ends with snowfall and everything like that. So it's like, oh, this kind of lines up. He himself has yet to say that.
Does the penguin coming out though kind of save his? Is that kind of his saving grace because he gave us the penguin in between time?
No, yes, it is.
James Gunn hasn't given us anything. He's given us Superman next year, but I mean he's still talking.
Yeah, his DC hasn't yet to start. Other than Peacemaker, it has yet to start.
Yeah, and he's still talking. He's talking about Batman Brave and the Bold, but I mean we haven't got a show in between. At least we got the Penguin.
Well, Brave and the Bold has yet to film anything.
I know, but what I'm saying is like James Gunn is doing the same exact thing as what's his face is doing, in my opinion. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I feel like I've heard about Batman Brave and the Bold for a long time. Mm-hmm. It's been 2 years now almost. It's the same thing essentially. And we still haven't gotten anything about it. Now that may not be his fault. That may just be Warner Brothers is like, no, you're gonna have to wait till the Batman Part 2 before we do stuff or before it comes out. Or I don't know what the timeline is gonna be. I just feel like I'm hearing the same shit from him as well.
Do you fault him? Now, this one I just thought about right now. Would that be his fault because he's building a whole world rather than just one particular movie?
But
you get
also,
what I'm saying? Because he's doing the whole DC universe.
Yeah. Well, and I say that too, but I also need to show grace too because he fucking put it on the Superman next year. Mm-hmm. So, like, who am I to say he should have? I guess what I'm just trying to say is I feel like I've heard the same amount of news about Batman Brave and the Bold versus the Batman, but I think there's more hype for the Batman because we already saw the Batman and it was great. And so I think it's
so we have something to actually like
base it off of, and then we just saw the Penguin, and so now it's like, bro, I want the Batman Part 2. Like, you're giving me this news that isn't really news. Like, just hurry up and write the script. Hurry up and start directing. I just think there's more hype towards it right now because we've seen it. And so, but essentially, I think it's the same thing. I think we're just getting workaround news that it's like, oh, yeah, let me tell you this just to keep you off my back for a little bit.
See, and let's move on but just to lead into this one, at least with this, James Gunn has done, basically the blueprint he's been doing is make the announcement.
Yeah.
Tell you the director. Cast it, start fucking filming. And that's exactly what he's been doing.
I'll give him credit though. Superman flew, I felt.
And he announced that at the same time as
Batman.
Batman. But the only thing is, he straight up said, Superman will be the first one on screen.
I feel like that flew.
Yeah. But also that's because that was him.
Yeah.
He put that on himself, which is also crazy to think about because he worked on Creature Commandos, Superman, and Peacemaker Season 2 at the same damn time.
Yeah.
That Reese only has one movie.
Yeah. No, and you're right. I mean, he has a Penguin too.
He didn't direct every single episode.
Okay. Well, I feel like he took a part though in it as well.
Oh yeah, he was executive producer.
Took up a lot of time.
He helped create the damn thing.
Yes. I guess what I'm just trying to say is like James Gunn, you're right, has done a lot. He's been working a lot in Superman, Peacemaker. I guess what I'm just trying to say is I feel like I'm getting the same workaround news for Batman Brave and the Bold that I'm getting for the Batman. Whether it's James Gunn's fault, I don't know. I'm just saying I'm getting the same like it's gonna be great. You're hearing these news, but it's ultimately not news. Like it's just shit to work me around and like keep me talking about it, and it's ultimately nothing of value, is what I'm trying to say.
I get it,
and it's been that way for 2 years now. But yes, I can't believe Superman. He flew on that shit.
So the DCU slates thus far: Creature Commandos, December 5th, 2024. Superman, July 11th, 2025. Peacemaker Season 2, August 2025. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, June 26th, 2026. Lanterns, to be determined, but it will be coming out in 2026. Supergirl, they already said they're going to start filming the beginning of next year.
When does Supergirl come out?
2026. June 2026.
When does Superman come out?
July 11th, 2025.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
They've already said, okay, so Commando's about to come out. Superman's already filmed in the can. We're about to get the trailer soon. Peacemaker Season 2, that's already filmed. That's done. I'm editing, I'm guessing right now. Supergirl, they already announced, the movie. They announced the director. They announced our cast. And they already know when they're going to start filming. Perfect timeline.
Yeah.
Lanterns. They already announced the movie, announced the showrunners, announced our cast, and they already told us next year, in the middle of next year, we're going to start filming.
Yeah.
Perfect timeline. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I like.
I get what you're saying.
Every time I hear that announcement or that project out of their mouth, I want an update. I don't want the same shit.
Yeah.
You're
saying
critique.
James Gunn is actually moving on shit.
Is actually moving.
Yes,
and that's what I'm saying. For Brave and the Bold, He's already done 2 things. That's fine.
Yes.
Made the announcement of the movie. Made the director. This update of they haven't started yet. It's an update, but it's nothing like newsworthy. Every single time Matt Reeves opens his mouth about Batman, you think, oh shit, what is he saying?
Yeah.
Oh, same thing, bro. Oh,
Yeah,
what did he say? Same thing.
Yeah.
And that's just me being very selfish, very
Could that be also
spoiled.
a Warner Brothers thing though?
That could also.
Warner Brothers could also be holding them up.
That's also could be the situation as well because I
Yeah.
mean,
Ultimately,
DC,
we don't know.
I mean, because the Batman is Matt Reeves.
I'm very curious
baby.
how they're gonna do all this.
As far as having both
As
of them,
far as yes, as having both. Like
It'll
I
be
just
okay.
think I'm very curious as
It'll be
how
okay.
this is all gonna go.
I think it'll be fine.
I don't think it'll be a problem as far as like fan content because obviously yes we don't care, we'll take whatever content we can get, but I'm just genuinely curious how, like, bro, James Gunn seems full throttle in this shit, and I'm just very curious as what Warner Brothers is gonna do about the Batman and not having it overshadow or be overshadowed by James Gunn's stuff.
I hope it doesn't overshadow. I hope they both can thrive at the same exact
That's
time.
what I'm
But
genuinely curious how that's gonna work.
One of them will continue.
Yeah.
And the sad part is, I mean, Matt Reeves can say, "I'm gonna do 3 Batman films," and
It
then
may
maybe,
not be,
and
though.
then it may not. If the second Batman film, it will be successful. It
Oh,
will.
yeah, I think
but
so,
there
too.
is that possibility to where, critic-wise, it wasn't the best, but it still made some money. Okay, cool. So we could possibly give you the third one. James Gunn's that universe is still going to roll.
That's
roll,
what I'm saying.
roll.
I'm genuinely curious how it's gonna go.
We brought up the Superman. We're just speaking on how hyped it is. We mentioned the trailer. It is being reported, bro, that the trailer is going to come out December 15th. I think that's what they said, along with the, or at least drop online December 15th, but it will be attached to the Mufasa movie. Great idea.
Yeah, I think it's a
Great
good
idea.
as well.
Because that's a family movie right there.
Yeah.
And to show this is going to be a different type of Superman, a more,
Not as
a
dark.
lighter Superman compared to a Man of Steel, which, I mean, we fucking love Man of Steel, but
It was darker though.
It was
a
darker. It was
tone.
darker than
Yes.
bro. Off the cuff, the suits. You can tell this is gonna be a lighter Superman. I'm still excited for this, but we're going to get it attached to the Mufasa trailer. Frank Grillo, who's going to be playing God damn it, bro, he's in Creature Commandos.
Legendary Frank Grillo. He's in a lot of fighting movies that I like.
Yes, God, what the fuck?
I'll look it up right now. What's his name? I'm asking what his name. You don't even know. Frank Grillo, Creature Commandos.
Bro, senior. God damn it, why am I?
Oh, Rick Flag.
Rick Flag Senior. Yes, gosh damn it, I'm sorry. Anyways, he's also been. He's gonna be in Creature Commando, so he's been doing the press junket too, talking about it with James Gunn. But he brought it up to Collider, saying, "I got a sneak peek. A little bit of the trailer, and I'm not joking, and I'm blowing this out of proportion. My skin was hot, and I had goosebumps. That's how great it is." And James Gunn even said, "Yeah, the trailer's ready. Trailer's ready." Oh my gosh, just hearing that little bit, and I'm thinking, bro, this Superman trailer is going to
I think it's
lay
gonna be
the
epic.
Foundation of what this
Yeah.
whole DC universe is going to be, and I can't fucking wait.
Yeah. Ultimately, I think it's gonna be epic. I think it's gonna break Twitter. Like, I think there is a lot of hype for the Superman movie.
Same.
I think there is a lot of hype, and I think it stems from everyone's just ready for DC movies to be back. It stems from people like us that love DC and just want to see it thrive. It stems from people that are tired of MCU and maybe want to give people DC a chance. I don't know. It stems from James Gunn, has a very good track record with superhero movies. I think that the hype is just, I think it's tremendous. I hope the movie does. I think it's gonna hit $1 billion. I'm just gonna put an early prediction out there.
We talked about it before.
I don't think it needs to. I'm just saying
it does
that
not need to.
I'm just saying that I think it will, but it has competition. So
100%. In my heart, to me, I think the perfect world. It's critics love it, audience love it. It hits $1 billion just to prove we're back with DC. With one movie, we could be back, and I'd be happy with that. But does it need to? No, I just want the audience to absolutely love it, and I want the critics to absolutely love it. If it gets to 600 million, 700 million, I call that a W.
is that what the Batman made?
The Batman, let's look.
I thought last time I saw it was like 800 or something.
I think you're right. Actually, that number
I think that's
sounds
what it ended
really.
at. It didn't hit $1 billion.
The Batman. No, it did not hit $1 billion. The Batman made. Come on, 772.
Oh wow,
772. But still, even with that, that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, and everyone probably would have thought the same thing. I mean, if we had the podcast back then, we would have said this movie's gonna make $1 billion easy.
Yeah,
Easy.
I thought
A
it
dark,
would've.
gritty Batman like this, easy $1 billion. And then it was fucking beloved by everyone. So, I mean, This, like, so the Batman is an example to me to where I just want it loved by fans and critics, and it doesn't have to make $1 billion. If it does, oh, perfect world, I'm happy. But I really want this to be well regarded.
Yeah,
in that sense.
Same.
I think we can move on from superhero and let's talk about some real ass fighting, bruh. Some real ass fighting.
Before we move on though, James Gunn brought up how anything that's canon is going to be brought up in Creature Commandos.
Oh, you're right.
That alone is why I'm going to watch it.
You are definitely right. James Gunn says almost all of Peacemaker season 1 is canon to the DCU. Almost all of Peacemaker is canon, with the exception of Justice League, which we kind of deal with in the second season of Peacemaker. And then he said it as well, just like how you said, if it's not in Creature Commandos and if they don't address it, it's not canon. So Peacemaker is going to be addressed. Certain elements of the DC universe are going to be addressed. Yeah, and I'm so curious of what they're going to do. Maybe we get just a
Maybe he had a concussion the whole time and he didn't actually see the Justice League there.
Maybe.
I'm just genuinely curious how they're going to do it.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you really think about it, that's it. Just that Justice League
it's
part
just the
is
end.
the
It's just the
only
end.
thing
Yes.
that ties into the DCEU.
Well, he mentions other superheroes throughout the show, I think. Like, I think he mentioned...
You just mentioned
but
Batman.
he just mentions them, and then... I remember the Batman one. I thought he mentioned, like, Aquaman or Superman.
He did mention Aquaman just as the jokes of, Aquaman fucks fish.
But that could be, like, any Superman. That could be any Batman.
That could be any universe.
Yeah, right. So that could... So I'm genuinely curious how they're going to do it.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, we can move on. So you want to hit Cobra Kai first?
Yeah, Cobra Kai, for at least the movie news before we get into the season. Cobra Kai, or Karate Kid Legends, takes place 3 years after Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
So when it's all said and done with the third part of Cobra Kai, because that's what we have next.
Yes.
3 years later, we're going to get Karate.
Daniel LaRusso just going to be on vacation.
I guess, bro.
And then he's going to find some karate shit and get involved.
I guess, bro.
I'm curious about this movie as well. Like, I just feel like it's kind of just flowing under the radar. I'm not saying it should hit $1 billion or anything, but I just feel like I don't see a lot of people talking about it. And it kind of snuck up on me. I don't know about you, but it was coming out this year, and then they pushed it back, and then it just snuck up on me as far as, like, it was just low key.
I thought they talk about moving fast. They announced it.
Yeah.
A couple months later, boom, they're already on camera.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it just snuck up on me. Like, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's coming out," and I'm just, holy shit.
But also,
I don't know what to expect.
Neither do I. But also, I mean, a Karate Kid movie compared to like a DCEU or a MCU film, it's not gonna cost much.
And I want to say Cobra Kai would play into it, but if it's 3 years after, I don't know how much it would play into it, because it's
just
like
Daniel LaRusso,
right? Yeah, I mean, it would just have to be like a Daniel's on vacation, genuinely, and he pulls up on some karate shit. But I thought it was gonna tie into it, but if it's 3 years after, I don't think it will.
So I took a screenshot of the tweet so I can, read it. And the first comment I see is, "It doesn't matter since Dimitri's going to MIT."
So you want to get into Cobra Kai? So we had Cobra Kai the last season, but it was part 2. So we still have a part 3 to come out. So we had a new set of 5 episodes. What are your first thoughts off the 5 episodes that you watched?
I love Cobra Kai, bro.
So do I. So, yeah,
I love Cobra Kai.
So do I. I will say this. After watching these first 5 episodes, and I've seen like clips on TikTok and stuff of like the first couple seasons, I do miss kind of just like the grounded first 1 or 2 seasons of it.
This season so far, and you've said this, that you've mentioned that some of your fan members are saying it's a little cringy, and we're just like, we know it's cringy, but no, this is fucking great. This season, I've really been able to tell it's a little more cringier. It's a little more cringier. It's a little more like, okay, cool, whatever. I mean, fuck it, makes sense, I guess. But overall, still at the end of it, bro, I agree. I do miss. I had that realization. Not the last episode. I think the episode prior to that, of just how the fuck did we get here? How did we go from Johnny telling Miguel, I'm not gonna be your teacher. I'm gonna be your sensei. Quiet. Like, how do we get from a simple little thing of just training a kid to just fight off bullies, bro, to being a cool kid, bro, to now we're
these are literally killers, like in fucking karate, like.
Bro, it's insane. Like, I really think, how the fuck do we get here?
Not only that, it's like it's all within like a 4-year time, 2-year time span, and these motherfuckers are killers. And I just think, bro, I don't think that's accurate as far as like how someone can learn karate that fast and then for real go and fight killers. I don't know. I've never done karate before, but I don't know. Either way, I do kind of miss just the groundedness of like the first and second seasons, when it was genuinely just about Cobra Kai. But other than that, I'm not gonna lie. These 5 episodes, I had a fun time with. I felt like they were very entertaining. They were at the Sakatakai, and I don't know if it went as I expected it to. It's definitely, there's a lot to unpack. I will say this. I do like the extra characters that we got in the season.
Yes.
We saw a little bit of Brandon H. Lee in the last 5 episodes.
Savage.
Yeah, this one, he's Quan. He's still a savage. Patrick Lewis is Axel. Motherfucker's a huge ass dude, bro. And Reina Villadingam, I hope I'm saying that right, is Zara Malik. Them two, when they got introduced, when Cobra Kai was going against, bro, fucking epic. I thought they did that perfect.
And their aura.
Yes.
They had aura.
They got introduced and they had the people in front of them, and then they just told them, get the fuck out of the way. And bro, I thought that was epic.
And then Cobra Kai just looked around like,
yep.
The fuck they do that for?
Yeah. I genuinely like the new characters that we got. I guess I should say this too. It's gonna be spoilers, so if you haven't seen the Cobra Kai 5 episodes, skip this part. Let's just get straight into it. I don't know where you want to start at, but I want to bring up this point because it's fresh on my mind. Quan's dead.
Bro, wild.
Quan is dead.
Wild.
I thought that was insane that they did that.
From the introduction of the character, I thought to myself, this dude's going to be here until the end.
That's what I thought.
Not because of, or just, I guess, from a standpoint of he's the quote-unquote villain of the film, so he's going to be there in the end. No. 10 episodes. Gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, he's gone. Like, that's insane to me.
On his own doing.
And I will say, like, it kind of does tie in because in the first 5 episodes, they mentioned how bad, like, how serious the Sakatakai was before, back in the old days. Like, it was more dangerous. People died. I mean, freaking Miyagi killed somebody.
Yeah.
So, they mention it that it is, but I just think, bro, this motherfucker had a knife and he jumped in the air with it and then he landed on it and killed himself. I just thought, bro, what? That's insane.
I'm not gonna lie though, the part that made me laugh. Unfortunately, I laughed at him dying because he does the kick. You see him fall. You heard the scream throughout the dojo. You see everyone's reaction. Everyone, looking around. Once they show his body, he's like just face down, like no movement. I expected him like be twitching, like trying to gather a couple last breaths. No, it stabbed him. He just got the and then called it. Bro.
So there's lots to unpack, like I said. Some of my negatives about the season was I didn't really like how it was just like throughout our whole time with Cobra Kai, there's always been one villain for the most part, right? Like it was John Kreese, and then you move on, and then at first the first season was between just Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do.
Yep.
It was still between Daniel and Johnny. Then it moves on to John Kreese, and it's John Kreese for a little bit. Then it moves on to Terry Silver. Because, I mean, yes, him and John team up, but ultimately Terry's the one that's the villain. And this one, it kind of just felt like we're going against Quan. You think Quan is going to be like the main antagonist, the main villain? No, he's not. Then you think it's John. You think it's Kreese? No. Then Terry gets introduced. Then that other guy that fucking karate kid.
Sensei Wolf.
Yeah, Sensei Wolf, who's killed people and is like a fighter and has won the Sakatakai apparently like 3 times. I saw. I don't know if that's accurate. So there's just a lot going on. And it does feel like Miyagi-Do is just going up against a bunch of different things. And I kind of just miss when it was just them against one thing.
Yeah.
So that's one of my negative parts. The stuff with Robbie was pissing me off because you know how I feel about Robbie. I've never been a big fan of Robbie. So that was pissing me off. I get it. Like, he needed to get his head in the game. And I just think, like, bro, this could be Miguel's spot. Miguel's time to shine. And Miguel and him have that little beef in the season. Like, Miguel tells him, like, bro, I would be doing so much with this opportunity, and you're wasting it.
Yeah.
And I love when he goes out and kicks those 2 guys' asses.
Oh, he tells him, let me show you how it's done.
Yes. I love that part. So that was a negative for me. And then I was hoping that Hawk would finally, like, get out of this little rut that he's in as far as, like, him and Dimitri being friends and stuff. Ultimately, I think Dimitri being there is his downfall because when Dimitri is around Hawk and they're friends, Hawk is not a savage anymore. Yeah. And I hate that because Hawk in season 1, 2, 3, bro, that Hawk competes with anybody at the Sakataka. Like, bro, he's an A+. He was with Robbie and Miguel as top 3, and now they've nerfed him completely. And I just hate that. And I was hoping that they would fix it at this tournament. Hasn't been fixed at all. I don't know if it'll ever be fixed. So that's a negative for me. And then Daniel's stuff with Miyagi. he's still just. I just feel like it's just a never-ending cycle, and I get it. It's a part of the show, but I just think like, bro, sometimes I think it's okay if we don't mention Miyagi. Like, I get it. That's just a little nitpicky thing of mine. I did think when he went off to find that whatever the guy was, I did think it was going to tie into the movie. I was hoping that maybe it would tie in, like Jackie Chan maybe knew Miyagi or something like that. I don't know if it's going to be. Is it still Han in the movie? Have they said? It is still Han, isn't it?
Yeah, they were both reprising the roles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought Han was going to show. I don't know if he's going to show up, but I thought it would like tie into that somehow,
Yeah.
and then that's how it would lead into the movie. So ultimately, though, I mean, and those are just some negative things to me. Other than that, I liked the whole Spain. I liked that whole thing. I liked how they were at the tournament. I liked the other dojos being there. Like you see other badass dojos.
Russians, boy.
Yeah, well, and then like you have this notion of Cobra Kai is so badass, and who's gonna beat Cobra Kai? You quickly find out that they're not the best. Like, there's other dojos that are just as good.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I ultimately first 5 episodes I was very pleased with.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of that as well. I've always been a fan of Robbie. I haven't had that issue even from the beginning. I never had that.
My biggest thing with him was just with him and Miguel. It was Miguel's biggest rival, and I'm a Miguel fan.
Oh yeah. I mean, every single time I kept on thinking, Blue Beetle, get his
And I
ass.
just thought he
bro.
was cringy. I kind of just thought he was cringy. I will say when he does have that redemption moment, though, I was hyped. I was like, fucking let's go, Robbie. Like, that's what I've been looking for. Like, that's the Robbie that I need. So, yeah. But go ahead. Sorry.
I felt like he's been very consistent throughout all the seasons. And same with Miguel.
Sam's constantly stirring shit up. At the same
Sam's
time,
constantly a little cringy,
Yeah.
but Tori, bro, she's been nerfed this season.
She has.
Rightfully so.
But it goes-
it goes with the story and everything like that. But like truly, like looking at it, it's just like, man, you were a killer.
Well, she's in her head though too.
And she's
Same-
in her
same
head
with Robbie.
completely. Yeah, she's in her head completely right now. Let's see the Dimitri thing and Hawk. Yeah, I agree with that
I'm so annoyed
completely.
with Dimitri, bro.
I
Dimitri should not be there.
That's why he lost his girl, bro. It's all good. It's all.
He
good.
should not be there, bro. Like if you're talking about the best people, he should not be there at all.
That's the conversation I think we had from the last one. Bro.
Yes.
It was like, that's it. Of course you're going to pick these people,
Yeah.
bro. Of course, they're your big ones.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
Robbie or not Robbie. Kenny coming back, bro.
I like that.
Thank God.
Yeah,
bro.
and right away he makes an impact.
Oh, 100%, bro. But then fucking Dimitri over here, he's a mole.
Yeah.
He's a rat. Shut your ass up, boy. Kenny for real just won this competition for
Yes,
you, bro.
that-
Not the whole thing, but he won a
Yeah.
competition.
And he should have been there from the start.
He should have, bro.
He should have been there from the start. Kenny should have been there over Dimitri, and I'd even say what's her face should have been over. Should have been there over Dimitri. The girl, I'm going blank on her name. Devin.
She was there.
I know, but I'm saying like if let's say Kenny was in it already, and then you have to pick between Devin and Dimitri should not be there. It should be Devin still.
Yeah.
Like Dimitri should be one of the last people on the list to be
Yeah.
there, bro. I don't know. I just think he's so annoying.
That final episode, bro. So obviously it ends
It was
with
a
Quan
lot.
dying, but the Russians get disqualified.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's Quan versus Robbie, right? We're about no.
Well, it's, so
Who starts it off? Is it Quan versus Robbie?
So Quan and Robbie go at it, and Robbie beats him, and so Cobra Kai's eliminated. But then they find out that the Russians were taking steroids or some shit. So then they lose their shit, and so the Cobra Kai's back in.
Yeah, but who's the one that? Okay, no, it's not Quan. It's Axel and Robbie. I think it's Axel and Robbie.
Axel and Robbie
and
going
then,
at it.
And then Robbie gets pushed into Quan. Quan hits him with
Yes.
that elbow. Miguel pulls up
Yes.
or whatever, gets pissed off, and then that's all it took, bro.
Yes.
That's all it took. Just a little conflict. The main dude saying, Gunther, that's his name, Gunther. He keeps on saying, hey, quiet. Gets clocked
Yes,
by
Russians
that
come and
Russian
just start a whole
sensei
fight, yes.
who he disqualified
Yeah.
and said, you out this motherfucker.
Yes.
And all hell breaks loose, bro. Every dojo in that motherfucker
Yeah.
starts fighting.
They just start teeing off.
You know what I love though? Every single person had their person to fight.
Yeah.
Throughout all, I mean, these 5 episodes, each person had a conflict, a beef, a minor like inconvenience with one person. They squared up, bro.
I like how
loved
the
it.
hawk and the Asian hawk or whatever the other hawk,
The
Spanish
Brazilian
hawk,
hawk, yeah,
like
Spanish hawk.
have their interaction. No, yeah, you're right. And I saw something about apparently there's been photos leaked. I don't know if you've seen them about what's gonna happen next 5
I have
episodes.
not seen.
Okay, so I'm not gonna bring it up. But I will say that these next 5 episodes, I really hope that Miguel gets his moment where I know like we mentioned, he had that moment where he went against those two guys, and it was great. Like it was awesome to see Miguel that way. Miguel, first couple seasons, bro, like whoops these people easily. And I want to see that savage ass Miguel again. And I don't know if we'll ever see it again, but I want to see that savage ass Miguel where like, bro, no one can touch this guy.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think it's leading towards Miguel and Axel.
Yeah. Axel a little jealous.
Yeah, he's jealous because of the whole, Sam thing, and he thought Sam was single. Sam, I'm not gonna lie though, when she did go up to that guy, when she did go to him at the beach, and I thought, Sam, what the fuck are you doing? Like, he's gonna think you like him. Like, he's gonna think, like, stop doing that.
And it's because unfortunately, she's a good person, bro. She saw that he was being abused by his sensei, so she saw him and was like, bro.
But he's vulnerable. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, and she's over here saying she sees that and he doesn't need to put up with that, and she's being like she's being loving towards him, which he probably hasn't felt in so long. So ultimately, yes, like he's gonna think that she likes him, and so he goes in for a kiss, and he gets pissed. So now he has this beef with Miguel. Can you imagine being Miguel and you have no idea, and you get there and now he's just beaming you, staring at you?
I'll tell you this. I would have been so damn annoyed. I thought this when watching it. I would have been so damn annoyed when Axel was staring at Miguel the whole time, and Sam and Miguel are like talking, and Miguel looks at him and goes, "What's this guy's problem? Why does he keep on staring at me?" I love the part he gives him that, and Axel just like, and then Sam goes, "When you were gone, when you were flying on your way home, or on your way home, this. I met him at the beach, and he tried to kiss me, and this is." I'm not gonna lie, I would have been so fucking annoyed if Miguel would have flipped and be like, "You try to kiss my mom's dying and you're over here trying to kiss the guy." Bro, that's not the case, bro. She's telling you straight up what happened.
Yeah.
She shut that shit down. Let's move on. Thank God, bro, he handled it so maturely.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, well, I guess he's not over it." Like,
Yeah.
simple. I kept on thinking, bro, thank God, because I would have been so
Well, it's very
annoyed.
Cobra Kai to do that.
Yes.
Like, for Miguel to freak out like
yes,
that.
and yes, because past experiences,
Yes.
that's all I kept on thinking is, bro,
Yeah.
don't go there.
It,
Because I don't want to add this to the
Right,
list of
right,
stuff
right.
that's going
Right.
on.
Well, and Tori even saw freaking Zara kiss. Bro, I'm not gonna lie too. She kind of sexually assaulted him, bro. He was drunk as fuck, and
She raped this
He was not of sane mind, and she definitely took advantage of him just to get back at what's her face. So like, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of just got or what's the word I'm looking for? It kind of just got brushed over, but like she did kind of sexually assault him. Ultimately, like whatever, like I guess, like she's still a badass, and I thought her shit was cool, bro. Yeah, I like how they're adding these
I like her
actual people
character.
that are good as fuck at karate, like her, and then Quan, bro, Brandon Davis, like they're actually really good at Brandon Lee, sorry, they're actually good at karate, so I like how they're doing that. Ultimately, though, yeah, I mean, I have an idea of what's gonna happen in the next 5 episodes, but I don't want to bring it up just because you haven't seen them. But I hope that even Johnny gets redemption, because I kind of feel like he was nerfed a little bit this season, or these 5 episodes.
Still, the highlight of every season is Johnny so far,
Yeah.
bro. I love Johnny.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's
so
the
good,
best
bro.
part of the show, and
Yeah.
him, I've always had his back over.
From the beginning.
Yes.
From season 1, bro, and it's
over Daniel.
It's truly crazy to how you go from 3 movies with
Daniel Russo. Yeah.
and you're rooting for him. 1 episode of season 1, and you go, "Fuck Daniel Russo, bro." It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Well, because you don't get Johnny's point of view in that, and then Johnny gives his point of view, and you realize like, yeah, Daniel was not a good, like he wasn't
always
the
a bad
saint.
guy.
He wasn't the saint in that situation. Like he was just as bad, you could argue, as Johnny was. But Johnny was being led by freaking Kreese, who was manipulating him and turning him into this monster. So yeah, ultimately, I love Johnny, and I hope he gets his redemption as well. I kind of feel like Cobra Kai has been nerfed as well, and the whole show is Cobra Kai. So I'm curious to see how they're gonna do that in the last 5 episodes. Because honestly, I don't give a fuck about Miyagi-Do. I don't.
Oh.
The show is about Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Miyagi-Do was originally just like the little side dojo. Now it's the main dojo. They have no swag whatsoever, bro. And it's all white geese. They have no swag. I'm so tired of bro. I want the Cobra Kai shit back. So I hope that they redeem that as well these last 5 episodes.
I thought about this just now because we were talking about the way Sensei Wolf treats Axel. It's the same way Kreese treated Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny's going to take him in, bro.
Yeah, maybe.
And then eventually it's going to be one of those things where Miyagi-Do is worldwide.
I could see it being a situation where Miguel and Axel are at the finalists. And then it's one of those situations where what's the sensei's name again?
Wolf.
Sensei Wolf is just like dogging him too hard, and then finally he's not gonna listen.
Yeah.
And so it'll be the same thing, kind of like with that we've seen. We even saw it with the Jaden Smith Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Where they turn on their sensei. So yeah, I'm genuinely curious how they're gonna do these last 5 episodes, because it's 5 episodes, bro, and it's the last ones.
Yeah.
So who knows? Either way, I was entertained. I was entertained as well. I think I was more entertained with these 5 episodes than I was the first 5. Because the first 5 were leading up to the Sekai Tekai.
Before we move on, I want to just add this part too. When the fights were breaking out, and I think a couple of them ran up to the second floor of the Sekai Tekai or whatever, to continue fights. In my head, I kept thinking, do not fucking fall. I do not want to see another Miguel scene where he falls for 5 minutes straight, where he's just like, I don't want to see that shit, the way he fell with him and Robbie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Overall, I'm genuinely curious how they wrap Robbie's story too with him and Miguel, because him and Miguel have been the 2 rivals, and now they're friends.
Shit, they're about to be brothers.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. They're going to be brothers. Yeah, I forget about that. So, I'm genuinely curious how they're going to wrap this up, because there's a lot to do, and these episodes are not that long. I flew through these 5 episodes like nothing. And so I feel like there's a lot to tie up, but there's not that much time. So hopefully they're a little longer episodes.
Yeah.
But you want to move on to Gladiator?
Let's get to Gladiator.
Yeah, so we saw Gladiator 2 last night. We watched Gladiator 1 as a rewind review on here, and I liked it. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I understand why it's a classic. So we saw Gladiator 2 last night. You want to start off with a ranking for it? We haven't talked about it since last night.
No, even last night we didn't even talk about it. We walked out of the theater and we just didn't say shit.
So,
let's do it.
Okay, so ranking for Gladiator 2. 3, 2, 1,
9,
7.
boy.
Wow, you really enjoyed it a lot.
I really liked it.
Okay, you want to go first?
Yeah, bro. I feel like we were almost flipped from Gladiator 1 and Gladiator 2, because I gave the Gladiator 1 a 7.
Yeah, and I gave Gladiator 1. What did I give it?
I thought you gave it a 9.
Okay, yeah. I was really high on Gladiator 1.
This one I really, really, really enjoyed quite a bit. Also, I'll throw some biasness in there because I fucking love Denzel. We talked about him quite a bit last episode, and so seeing him in this role, I just like, God, bro, you're just so good, bro. And he played it so well. Paul Mescal as
Lucas.
Yes. Oh my goodness. First off, a tank in that damn arena.
Oh yeah,
he was phenomenal, bro. Absolutely phenomenal. What I love about the Gladiator films, I will say this, is that I am a big fan of Rome, Italy, all those, like Greece, like all these different locations. I'm a big fan of, because I it's on my bucket list to go see one day. So every single time the Coliseum is on screen, I'm envious.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous.
It looks beautiful.
And I literally leaned over to Emily and I said, that is something that we have to. I need it. I need to see it in person. I want that visual, and like I want that. So seeing it on screen, absolutely amazing. Visually, it looked phenomenal. Like I said, Paul Mescal, absolutely incredible. Killed it in this role. It wasn't a beat for beat from the first movie. Obviously, this is a sequel. Like some good callbacks to the first one. What's her name? Connie. No.
Connie Nielsen. She's Lucia.
Yeah, she's the only reoccurring character from the first one. She plays his mom and everything like that, which we know that from the trailers. This isn't a spoiler or anything like that. Denzel Washington playing, how do you pronounce his name? Max? Or no, Madras?
Hold on.
Madras, I think, right?
Macrinus. Yeah. Are we going full spoilers on this? I guess I should have asked first.
Shit.
I say we do. I mean, it's at the end. If you haven't watched Gladiator 2, just skip the rest of the episode.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Gladiator 2, then
we're not going to talk about it again, so I feel like we should just go spoilers.
Okay, yeah. Gosh, bro, Denzel, phenomenal.
Yeah, he's great.
Denzel is phenomenal. Playing that same role that they had in the first one, to where, bro, he's the one that buys a slave, makes him turns him into a gladiator.
Like Proximo.
Yeah, like he was phenomenal. He played that role. Bro, Joseph Quinn as one of the emperors.
He was Emperor Gita.
Phenomenal, bro. Absolutely phenomenal. I loved his character because I thought, bro, I just want to fucking beat your ass, bro.
Yeah.
He had that whole mentality. Pedro Pascal as the general. Great. I mean, Pedro's great, bro.
Yeah.
The whole time I kept on thinking,
Marcus C. Cacius.
Thank God you
sorry,
wrote
I'm
these
saying, yeah.
I kept on thinking, Reed Richards. There he is, bro. There you are, Joel.
Yeah.
And then he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Overall, like, Ridley Scott came back into this world of the Gladiator films, and it's like he never left, bro. It doesn't even feel like it was that big of a time jump. That's how natural.
16 years in the movie.
That's how natural the progress felt and everything like that. I really enjoyed this film.
Is Gladiator 2 as good as Gladiator 1? I don't think it was. I personally like Gladiator 1 better. But I also think it's not fair to compare just because Gladiator 1 came out in 2000, right? It's had almost 25 years of being a classic now. People have sat on that movie and have this appreciation for it and this attachment towards it. So I don't think it's fair to compare the second one. I will say I think the cast of Gladiator 2 adds a lot of it, like as far as like compared to Gladiator 1, like this is a way more star-studded cast than I feel like Gladiator 1 was. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy the movie. I just kind of felt like it was a little long. And I kind of just felt like the story was kind of all over the place. I'll get into that in a second. I agree with what you said. Paul Mescal as Lucius fucking does a phenomenal job. That's the only time I've seen him on screen. Yeah. So I haven't seen him in another movie. I don't know what other movies he's in. But this being my first introduction to him, he did phenomenal. This motherfucker had me ready to run through a wall, bro. Like his speeches to the soldiers and to the gladiators had me ready to run through a wall, where I feel like that is something Russell Crowe's character, like I said, I know it's not fair to compare, but I am comparing in this part. He was still motivational as fuck, but bro, Lucius was just on a whole nother level. At the end, I said we're going full spoilers. At the end, whenever he he beats Denzel Washington's character, I thought, bro, get this motherfucker on mic because I know he's finna go off. I know he's finna go off right here, bro. Like he's finna spit some knowledge or spit some influential shit. So he did a great job. Pedro Pascal as Marcus, he's like the war general. I thought he was gonna have a bigger role, but in the role that he was in, I mean, he still kills it. Like it's Pedro Pascal. He's a legend at this point. Denzel Washington. Even though Paul Mescal gives a great performance, Denzel Washington's performance is probably the best in the movie because, like, bro, he's just phenomenal. And he's like this slimy little guy who's watching in the background the whole time, bro. The whole movie, you see him just watching everything happen. He's just what's the word I'm looking for? He's not visualizing it. He's just studying it. Like he's observing it. Like he's just observing everybody what's going on. He has a plan the whole time.
He's playing chess, bro.
Yes, which is different from Proximo in the first movie. Proximo literally just wants gladiators and he wants to like make money that way. Where Denzel Washington's trying to use gladiators to get to the top. They mention it in the movie. Lucia mentions it. Like you're using gladiators to get up to. He wants to get into
power.
To the Senate, right? Or what do they call it? Like yeah. So Denzel Washington is great in the movie. Connie Nielsen returning as Lucia. She had a small role, but she was good in it as well. It was just good seeing her because she's from the first one. And then Joseph Quinn and Fred Hetchinger, they're the twins, Emperor Gita and Emperor Caracella. I could be pronouncing that wrong. They were great too. Yeah, you're right. Like as soon as I see them, I want to beat them the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like and they do it perfectly because Pedro Pascal has this moment where they take over that place, and he just got back from war, bro. Mm-hmm. Just got back from battle. And these motherfuckers are still ungrateful, telling him they want him to take Persia. They want him to take this place.
India.
Yeah. And they have the blade right here, right to where it cuts his neck. And I thought, bro, these motherfuckers, they don't know who the fuck they're messing with. Right away, they pissed me off. They were great. Even though I thought their role was going to be a little bit longer, too. They still did a great job. The action in the movie was phenomenal. I will say that's better than the first one. The action is just great, but also it's hard to say that because we're just in a different time period now. Like it's just, bro, you're right. The Coliseum looks amazing. The stuff with the water,
bro,
visually, bro, was phenomenal. I wish it was longer. I thought it was gonna be a longer scene, but it wasn't that long. That was great. I already said Denzel was great. Some of the negatives I had was I didn't really understand who the villain was until the end. And I guess for some people that's good. But for me, I just kind of just thought, okay, so if it's not this person, it just kind of just felt like at first you're thinking the trailers may lead you to believe that it could be Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And then it's not. And then they also and then you're thinking it's the twins. They're kind of just like a pawn in this game. Then you find out it's Denzel Washington, which I get it. Like story wise, that's great. Till the end, you don't find out who the true villain is. But I kind of just thought like this is kind of just a little bit all over the place. And I don't really know who Paul Mescal is going to fight, or I don't really know who ultimately is going to be. Because the trailer leads you to believe he's going to fight Pedro. Like, that's going to be the final thing. And it's not. So I guess it is good, like, throwing us off that loop. But for me, I just kind of thought, like, okay, I want to know who the actual person is that we're fighting. Because in the first movie, it's Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So in this one, that kind of just bugged me. Lucius is a Maximus 2.0. And I kind of just wish they would have separated him off a little bit, like make him different. He's literally his Maximus 2.0. But he just has better mic skills. Like that's just what it was. Like that's just kind of at the end of the day, that's what it was. And then I just kind of felt like it was slow at times. Like it just at the end, I just thought, wow, this movie feels long. Like
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
kind of felt like you could have cut some of this stuff out. And I say that, but then at the same time, the characters were very interesting to where I kind of wish we got a backstory on the twins. I kind of wish we went more in depth about Denzel Washington's character. Like you find out he's a slave, and I guess he was a slave of Marcus Aurelius, right? Or,
Yeah.
So you find out that stuff. Pedro Pascal's character, like I would have loved. He was a war general in Maximus, so I would have loved to see like that type of deal. But then at the same time, I'm over here complaining that the movie was too long. So I'm just being spoiled, I guess. But overall, it was great. I don't think it was as good as the first one, but I also think I wasn't expecting it to. I just wanted it to be a great movie, and it was still solid. I'm not saying it wasn't solid. I could be swayed on an 8, but I don't think it was. I don't think it's a 9 for me.
To me, I enjoyed it so much. I feel like, if I can remember correctly, I had the critiques I had with the first one is that, which is really
This one had more action than the first.
So that's exactly what I was gonna go with. I said that I wish I expected a lot more action or whatever, because for some reason I just always had that in my mind, because like how you said, we never saw Gladiator prior, so I thought I'm gonna get a lot of action in this thing, a lot of action, and it ended up being a lot more story, which is perfectly fine because I love a good story. Rather,
There's more story than the
and I
first
don't always need action, but I expected it. I really expected it. In this one, I got a lot of action, and to me, I was like, bro, I mean, this kind of what I was hoping for the first one. I understand the differences and everything like that. Yeah, the story was a lot better in the first one, but I really wish I had a lot more action in that one. You're right, the star-studded cast for this one carried it, had the weight of it as well. Denzel is just so natural at this. I praised him earlier, but I'm saying he's just so natural at this. Just a small little tidbit.
He shows some range here too.
Yeah, it shows some range, but it's just the small little tidbits of simple stuff. How you mentioned, like he's studying, just his eye, like the way he's looking around, small little hand movements he's doing. This, I'm just saying, bro, this is just who your character is. Like you don't have to do this stuff, but you yourself as an actor is like, I'm gonna do this because guess what, my character would do this.
Yeah.
Like it. Oh,
no,
bro,
he's a legend, bro. He's great.
Like I said, so it's also probably biased why I give I have praised this one so much also because of the cast it has.
It's star-studded.
It's star-studded, and I absolutely loved it.
It's star-studded. Now we gotta. The whole time, I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking, we mentioned this before. We'll watch a good movie and we always look at this actor and we go, who could he be as a superhero? The whole time I was looking at Paul Mescal and I was thinking, is it Paul Mescal or Pal Mescal?
I thought it was.
Sorry if we're saying it wrong. Paul Mescal.
Yeah.
Paul Mescal. Whole time I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, who could we use you for?
Flash.
I was gonna say, we had this discussion before multiple times. Jason Momoa is leaving Aquaman. How do we make Aquaman badass? Jason Momoa's leaving. Put Paul Mescal in there. I would take him as an Aquaman.
Okay.
We just saw him as Gladiator in Gladiator 2. He's a badass. That's a name that you attach to Aquaman. And Jason Momoa may have changed the whole landscape for Aquaman. People may not look at Aquaman as the pussy or whatever they look at him as. I just know I just remember vividly Family Guy always making fun of Aquaman.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, the blonde hair, blue eyes, they don't take him serious. I think, bro, you add Paul Mescal. I think, bro, I think that would be a good fit. I think the water scene, I thought he looked natural. Like, he just looked natural throughout the whole movie. But I was thinking, who could we use you for in the DC? MCU is already taken up, unless they just reboot this shit. But it's pretty much already taken up.
Yeah.
So, bro, I would take him as Aquaman. I don't know if that's a stretch, but
I'd be okay with that. I really would, actually.
I kind of envision him as a Green Lantern as well.
Tell me why I was just going to say, bro, he could have been a good Hal.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though. Part of me's thinking, bro, I don't know when we're going to get an Aquaman inside the DC.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying
and not just that. It's also because along with that slate, James Gunn never mentioned Aquaman.
Yeah,
never mentioned him. So who knows? But I saw him. I was like, you could play Flash. I don't know. You just kind of have like your bulk, but you also have that very like lean.
Yeah, he was lean.
So I'm like, bro, like I'm fine.
There
with
was
that.
some scenes like when he put on Maximus's armor, he did not look as swole as
he didn't look filling.
Yeah, like earlier in the movie he looked swole, but then when he put on Maximus's armor, he didn't look that swole
because he's starving.
But Maximus looks, bro. Russell Crowe was yoked.
Yeah,
he was bulk back then.
For that one, bro.
Ultimately, though, yeah, I really enjoyed the movie, bro. I thought the scenes with the monkeys was fucking crazy.
Oh, bro.
That shit was insane.
He for real bit that damn thing, bro, and everyone was like,
Lucius, I'll give him this, bro. He's a very likable guy. you could tell like he's easygoing. Like, bro, he doesn't get fucking pissed that they're doing the hoo like the monkey shit. Like he's automatically making jokes with them.
Yeah.
Like you could tell he's a boy. Like you could just tell he's one of the boys. Like automatically, bro, these people like him because he's just very likable. So yeah, and I best part of the movie for me. Best parts of his role was his speeches, bro. He had me ready to go out there and fight myself.
I think, the difference between him and Russell with the speeches, he had a little more emotion with it.
Yeah.
Russell, I'm not saying Russell's a fucking legend, a phenomenal actor, but his was more like fucking serious general type.
But he was also older and more war veteran.
So there you go as well.
Like DePedro, like Marcus in the movie.
And with Pal Mescal's character, it's just he has a lot more emotion with it, bro. Like stuff he almost takes personal in a certain way. So he's just like, no, bro. Like I'm gonna let you know like what we should like.
Yeah,
he's telling his people what they need to hear because they have that same emotion.
Yeah. No, ultimately, bro, I did enjoy the movie. I could be swayed on an 8. Right now, I feel like it's a 7, just because I felt it was a little too long. But I could be swayed on an 8. But ultimately, I really enjoyed it. I thought it lived up to the hype, and yeah, I'm glad we got it because I'm glad we watched the first one.
Yeah, me too.
So, Teresa watched it the day before, but I think I'm glad we watched it when we did because we've had months now to resonate with it and like and appreciate it. So, yeah, I thought it was great. Anything else?
That's it, bro.
Cool. We'll catch you guys next week.
All right, later.